How's it going, everybody? This is Jonathan Tatan Gonzalez from Tronics Travels and Eats, and tonight we got a special video for you guys. We have traveled all the way to the city of Las Vegas to do this video for you guys. We're gonna rate the difference between staying on the strip and staying off the strip. An MGM or Caesars Property Hotel versus an off-brand hotel. So we're gonna give you a quick tour of the room we got. We're staying at the north end of the strip, past the Stratosphere, at a Super 8 motel, and we're gonna show you all in this video. As you can see, we went with a 2 queen size bedroom. Has your AC. It's pretty spacious. We have a nice flat screen TV there. Your counter. Phone to make phone calls, obviously. A desk in case you want to do some kind of work. Your nice lamp with a clock to do your wake up alarm. Nice memorabilia of Las Vegas. Beautiful skyline. Got a nice big mirror for you ladies wanting to do your makeup in the morning or before you go out to the club. Pretty big size sink actually. Everything looks really nice and clean. The restroom. Your basic shower, nothing fancy. But to be honest, you don't really need much more. When you come to Vegas, you're not really gonna be in your room. It actually even has a nice little size closet. An actual closet for you to put most of your stuff in. Basic room. Honestly, doesn't really need much more to compare it to the big rooms on the strip. Obviously on the strip, you're right in the middle of everything, but you are gonna pay for that. You are gonna pay for that. As you can see, it is a very nice clean room. I'm surprised on how clean it is. It actually smells clean. It doesn't smell smoky at all. It is a non-smoking room. The beds seem pretty comfortable. We're gonna obviously sleep here and we'll let you know in the morning how we slept. The only thing is when you're on this side of Vegas, it's on the north end of the strip. It's a little more shady, if you would. But so far we've been here since we checked in. It did take a long time to check in. Probably a good 20 to 25 minutes. Now, I know that might not seem like a whole lot, but when you're standing in line waiting to check in and you're tired after a 5-hour drive or after a flight, it feels like forever. So we finally got our room. We came over here. It's pretty, we had to walk a significant amount on the outside because it is a motel, not a hotel. And but the room is pretty nice. I'm surprised. So we're gonna give you some of the room dimensions, let you know how much it is, how much we paid for the room, and there is no resort fees here or anything like that, so you save some money there. But we're gonna compare the pricing of this room to one you would pay on the strip and how much money you're saving versus how many Uber rides you have to take over there if you want to go to the strip to go gamble, go watch a show, go have some dinner, different various things. So you might save on the hotel room itself, but you might spend that money in parking or Uber rides or all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna show it all to you and let you know our opinion and so let you make an educated decision on where you want to stay next time you come to Vegas. Alright guys, so we are inside of the hotel room. So just to give you some information, we are staying at a Super 8 motel. We're at the north end of the strip, past the Stratosphere. And just give you a little bit of information about this hotel. It's a Super 8 by Wyndham, Las Vegas. We're at the north of the strip, close to the Fremont area. Now on TripAdvisor, this has 3 stars. This hotel is a 3-star hotel. There's about 1,094 reviews of people who stayed here before. I never really like looking at reviews because some people could do a bad review because the coffee tasted bad, or some people have legitimate claims where the room was super dirty or different things, but I like to stay at different places and make my own opinion whenever I stay there. The room we chose again was a two queen size bedroom, and the starting rate is $141 per night. Again, no resort fees. Let me see what the room details are here. It does have the AC, alarm clock, bathroom, coffee and tea maker, free Wi-Fi, hair dryer, non-smoking, an HD TV, which you guys already saw. The desk that I'm sitting on right now, it has an iron and an ironing board. I'm trying to get the square footage of the room, but it's not telling me here what it is. Let me see if I find it on some other description. It doesn't tell me, but I'm guessing it's about a 200 to 250 square room. And again, $141 with no resort fees. And they do include breakfast in the morning. It's breakfast, pastries and stuff like that, not an actual full-size breakfast. Now in the room, you also have your stereotypical or your coffee maker right here. And they do include the coffee for you to make. And some of the bigger chains that we've stayed at lately, they have a coffee maker, but you have to buy the coffee to make the coffee in your room. Here they included in the room for you a couple of cups and a couple of water bottles for you to make your coffee. Brand is not, it's store-bought, water bottles, nothing fancy. But now we're gonna take an Uber down to the Strip and we'll let you know how much we paid. And tomorrow, before we check out, we're gonna let you know how we slept, how comfortable the beds were, how clean and the water pressure is and all that stuff, how much money we spent on Uber, and we're gonna add all that up together and see what it would compare to if we would have stayed on the Strip. All right, guys, so we have made it to our destination, right to the center of the Strip, down here in Las Vegas. And this is one of my very preferred hotels to gamble in. And one of the favorite casinos to gamble in. So if you know the background, you know exactly where we're at. We are at Flamingo, great place to gamble. Check this out. So just a little travel tip, guys, whenever you come to Vegas, make sure you bring all your needs, your toothbrushes, your toothpaste, shampoo, all your toiletries that you need to stay comfortably in any of these hotels. I also suggest you bring enough bottled water or your drinks from outside of the Strip, because if you do stay on the Strip, especially any one of these major hotels, 1 liter bottled water, let's say Dasani in this case, you might get at Walmart for $1.75. You're gonna pay about $7 or $8 here. Okay, so the good thing is though, around the Strip here, next to all these hotels, you got CVS pharmacies and Walgreens pharmacies as well, or ABC stores, where you can buy a lot of these products, a lot of water, a lot of sodas, Gatorades, Monster, Red Bulls, chips, snacks, anything like that, at a way cheaper price, not even close to what you would pay at a hotel store price. So make sure you come well prepared and bring a lot of singles and a lot of fives, because this town is a tipping town. So anytime if you want good quality service, You gotta make sure you tip your waitress, your waiter, your busboy, your valet, anybody. This town lives off of tips, so make sure you give them tips and you'll get the best service ever. All right, guys, one of the things you're gonna notice at most of these hotels, even just walking down the strip, are these machines. Okay? Supposedly they sell fresh cake. Let me. While shooting this video, we were asked very nicely by the security staff of the Flamingo to stop recording within the premises. Hey, sorry about that, guys. I had to stop recording. Apparently, we can't record inside of the property, but we did a little bit of gambling. We did okay on blackjack, and like as I was saying about those cake machines, they're supposed to be fresh, but they're not. So I would stay away from those machines. We've tried it before. The cake is super dry, no flavor, and sometimes it's even really bitter. So I would definitely stay away from those machines if you ever see them here on the strip or inside of the hotel you're staying at. So we're about to head back to our hotel, and we'll let you know how that went. Good morning, everybody. This is Jonathan Tatan Gonzalez once again from Tronix Travels and Eats. And it is a morning now. We just spent the night at this hotel in Las Vegas, and we wanted to give you a quick review of what we think, what we saw, comparing prices on staying on the strip versus staying off the strip. So as I mentioned to you guys yesterday, this is a Super 8 motel by Wyndham. This is where we stayed. The price of the night was $141.99 for the room, and there was $22.43 in taxes. So the grand total for the room itself was roughly $165 or something like that, which is pretty cheap for a Saturday night in Las Vegas. Now, one thing that I would like to say, we were on the north side of the strip, past the Stratosphere, past the Circus Circus, past the new Las Vegas sign. And it is a little bit of a shady part of town. I'll tell you this, when we checked into the room last night, we were in here and we were getting ready to go to bed, and some random people just started knocking on our door. We looked through the peephole, didn't see anybody, and it was just gave us a very uneasy feeling. So definitely something you definitely just gotta watch out for. And the parking is open parking. There is no parking garage or anything like that. So you have to make sure your vehicle's parked in a secure area, and you make sure you lock it. Now, because we were not on the strip, we wanted to go to the strip. So there's no free parking hardly anywhere on the strip except for a couple of properties. So we ended up taking a Uber to the Flamingo Hotel, which is where we went to do some gambling last night. Now, the Uber ride from here to the Flamingo was $24.98 there and $24.98 back. So we actually spent an extra $50 to just go to the strip and back. So if you really think about it, the price of the room with taxes and Uber ride once to go there and back one time, we spent $214.38. Not including tips, not including anything else. So that's still pretty decent. But the thing is, if you want to be on the strip and you want to go from location to location, even though the hotels look really next to each other, they're not. They're pretty far away. So if you're at the Flamingo and you want to go to Excalibur or MGM Grand or New York, definitely need to take an Uber or something like that, because walking is gonna kill you, especially if you've been having a little bit of fun at night. Okay, so something to think about. And also in the hotel we're staying at, we did save money on the room. The beds were pretty comfortable. They're pretty decent. Pillows were like any other hotel room. I recommend you bring your own pillows. Even if you are staying at another strip hotel, I would definitely bring your own pillows, because usually pillows at a hotel are pretty not good. But the bed here was actually quite comfortable. I had a good night's sleep. The water pressure is pretty decent. I was able to take a nice shower easily without having the water was nice and hot too. And right now I'm drinking my free coffee. Okay, free coffee, which is something you don't get on the strip. You usually have to go down to their coffee shop or a Starbucks or something like that, and you're gonna spend elevated prices because you are on the strip. Now, am I saying this is a better option? Maybe for some people. I personally didn't like it as much because I liked, when I come to Vegas, I like to be on the strip so I can go maybe from Flamingo to Link, across the street to Caesar's Palace, everything in that radius. There's a bunch of different options. Here where we're at the Super 8 Hotel, there's nothing close. You have to take an Uber right to everything. Now let's do a price comparison. If you stay on the strip, I did a research for the Flamingo. So just to recap, here at the Super 8 Motel, it's on the north end of the strip. The room is 300 square feet. You have a TV, 2 beds, bathroom, closet, like what I showed you guys yesterday on the video for the room. And we spent a total of $214.38, including the Uber rates. Now, if we were to stay on the strip, also for a Saturday night at the Flamingo, I did the research. The basic room with 2 queen beds, it has 350 square feet. The room itself would have been $249 for the night, not counting taxes or resort fees. Now, those of you who don't know, when you come to Vegas and you stay on the strip, every major hotel on the strip is going to charge you resort fees, varying from $39 to $60 depending on where you stay. The Flamingo has a resort fee of $44.95 per night. Okay, so that is on top of what you're paying for the hotel room and the taxes. So that's something to think about. The resort fees are supposed to cover your internet usage, if you want to use the pool, the gym, all the hotel amenities, which normally used to be free before all these prices skyrocketed. So if we would have stayed at the Flamingo, and there is also a parking fee. In their parking garages, there is no such thing as free parking anymore. At the very least, it's $20 to park by yourself. And if you want to do valet parking, it's probably right around the $35 to $40 mark, depending on which property you stay at. And that is per day also for 24 hours. So if we would have just stayed at the Flamingo, their basic 2 queen size bedroom, 350 square feet, it would have been $249 for the room, $44.95 in resort fees, $39.30 in taxes, for a grand total of $333. So spending $214 here for one day, including Ubers, versus $333, it's about $120 difference. But in my opinion, I would have rather stayed at the Flamingo or somewhere on the strip, because you're on the strip. You're paying for the experience, you're paying for the views, and you're paying for the convenience of just staying around there. Everything is close to you. There's food courts in the hotel. In this hotel where we're staying at, there is no food anywhere close. There's a couple of restaurants, but they obviously close at a certain point in time, and you're SOL if you didn't get anything before that. So staying on the strip, to me, you get a way better view in the basic room that we selected online. On a Saturday night, we get a view of the attraction, which is that big Ferris wheel looking thing. I forget what it's called. And there's the Link Promenade right between the Link and the Flamingo. There's a bunch of food options there, people seeing, there's all kinds of things to do. The Brooklyn Bowl is there. There's way many more things to do, and you don't need to take an Uber anywhere. And once you're tired, if you're doing any gambling or anything like that, you can just literally go right back up to your room and you're done. Last night when we were out there at the Flamingo gambling and having some fun, we wanted to come back to the hotel. We had to call an Uber, waited, it said 8 minutes, but it ended up taking about 15. Now I know it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you're sitting there waiting for 15 minutes, it is super long. Once we got the Uber, we got the ride back to the hotel, we got into a room, and then we were able to fall back, go to bed for the night. So again, there's many options on the strip, as you saw in all the images and all the footage we posted up here. would I want to give this hotel, the Super 8 Motel, would I stay here again? If I needed to, if I was coming for something else, but not for... If I was coming to Vegas to have some fun and gamble and everything, I definitely want to stay on the Strip. But if I was coming for some other kind of business or like a meeting or something, I wouldn't mind staying in this hotel. But I would overall give this hotel probably a 7 out of 10, simply because the location isn't the best, and but the beds are comfortable, and the rest of the room itself is fairly clean. It's fairly comparable to what you would see on the Strip, minus the view and the location and the food and all that stuff. But the room itself, it's okay. It does the job, and you get a good night's sleep. So that'll do it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching it. We hope you like, share, and subscribe. And on behalf of Jonathan from Tronics Travels and Eats, thank you guys for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.